Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Games Done Quick Hotfix as seen on TV. I'm Nichole Goodnight, and I'm going to be your host for our wonderful run that has been featured on TV, kind of, a movie, sort of. I'm very, very excited I believe this is the first time I've had Final Fantasy on the show, and I have been wanting to for a while, so it's a very exciting night. But first, I want to thank everyone for supporting GDQ Hotfix with subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Your contributions help keep our shows running. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for extra exclusive emotes and ad-free viewing and access to chat during replays. You can also support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. Also, the Prime gamers, rise up. We all love Prime gamers. And also, if you also want to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join our Discord, the official Games Done Quick Discord. Add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events. You can chat with staff and more. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more information. But for now, we're going to dive right into our game because I'm excited. I'm very excited. So with no more further ado, Asuka424, take it away with Final Fantasy Type-0 HD.
Hi. Welcome to actually this is probably my second favorite Final Fantasy behind Final Fantasy 12. This is also a very, very, very RNG heavy. I don't get to rest for the next 2 hours and change, so I hope y'all are so excited to watch me panic for that amount of time, because I am too. Before we get there, I have a wonderful commentator with me that he can introduce. He can introduce himself.
Till 2010, I'm attempting to run Type-0, but also run another well-known Final Fantasy game of Mystic Quest, which is also known as Poor Life Choices. So,
yeah, we play the RNG Final Fantasies, but we will pretty much get started right away. We do this on cadet difficulty, and we're going to just play for the first 40 seconds, and I'll have another 40 seconds to stop by and say hi. So we are going to get started. Oh boy. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thanks.
yeah,
No,
like
most... Go for it.
Go ahead. No, I was like most Final Fantasy games, you have your starting tutorial prologue, so to speak, where you have a set party that you have to play with. So we've got our 3 party members here. We're just going to be taking out some of these enemies with the overpowered of Blizz Bomb. There's 2 major spells we use. We either use Blizz Bomb or Lightning.
Thundarga sometimes.
Yep.
Or Thunder.
But magic, overpowered in most Final Fantasy games. And what you're seeing Asuka do here is that when enemies are frozen or taken out, we're able to absorb some of their materia, if I remember correctly, but it's kind of like an extra.
Phantom I have.
So we're just going through, just kind of cleaning up the enemies as we find them. There's going to be some times we're just waiting for a barrier to drop down, like right now. Oh, you clip into it.
No, you can't clip into it. This is 40-some seconds of we can't beat that thing. That thing will kill us, but that thing only looks not here, so we just kind of stay here. But yeah, so
don't make
yeah, don't give Type-0 ideas. Kind of a par for the course thing. So we have Ace, Gambit. We have 9, who's just happy to be here, and we have Queen, who we're going to be using her Thunder spell pretty soon. But yeah, we're just kind of chilling here. A fun little factoid I love kind of telling people is when you think of mature rated Final Fantasies, you think of like Stranger in Paradise, you think of Final Fantasy 16. They were not the first mature rated Final Fantasy. It's actually this one. This being originally a PSP Japanese exclusive game that required 2 PSP discs to fit. But this next round I'm going to be switching to Queen very quickly. So if you wanted to give a quick little intro about kill sites and break sites.
Yeah, so, as you'll notice coming here, once we take out the enemies that are dropping down from the airship, we'll see some extra break sites and kill sites, which show up as the red and yellow there. If we time our attacks just right, we'll either do extra damage or just take out the enemy entirely. As we're getting some there with Queen, like, just gone. We do get those on bosses as well to do extra damage. That's kind of how we're able to kind of do things at a bit lower level than we should. So it's always kind of nice to always hit those breakpoints. Otherwise, you run out of MP and things get a little dicey.
So, and plus when it comes to bosses, didn't get a kill site, unfortunately. Ooh, game is not behaving already. Cool. So when it comes to bosses and those kill sites and break sites, we have to kill bosses with kill sites. And specifically the character you are controlling has to kill enemies with those kill sites. The boss on the prologue here, every once in a while, when we get our second party, Jack likes to take the kill because Jack realizes that he is going to be carrying the team for like the second half of this game and tries to get a jump ahead of things, but we don't want him to do that. So, yeah. Never finished this game. I'm telling you, it's okay. So, for the comment chat about finishing the game, I highly recommend you should, because this is a game that actually has multiple playthrough potentials. You never hit me, buddy! Okay, Type-0 already popping off with Type-0 things.
Hashtag just Type-0 things.
Honestly, yeah. We're running a little bit behind right now, which is kind of a problem, so we'll... So this is the first kind of slight RNG segment. I need to hope for strength serum. Okay. Strength serum.
Good. Anything that gives an aura ability, which we'll go into later, it just kind of gives your teammate extra strength and power damage.
And yeah, we'll need at least like 3 aura producing items, and unfortunately I only got 2 for that one, so I'll need to pick one up later. There's other opportunities where I can pick it up, which is fine. But this next section is the first major run killer already. So it's Odin. We're gonna go for a spicy 20. We'll see if we get it. Probably not, because Odin just likes to be a butt to me. We didn't get it, so we'll go to 100%. Odin uses Zantetsuken, which, for those that know Final Fantasy lore, has a % chance of it just not working. The upper, or the middle upper purple number, that's slowly ticking up by 8% each time. There we go. It'll start at 20% and it'll go up to 100%. So I like to do a spicy 20 to see if I can hit that 1 in 5. Doesn't always happen. Didn't happen there, so we just went for marathon safe strats. And now we are beating the boss up a little bit, trying to get it down where it's not going to hurt me. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a boss, it's fine. It's gonna reactivate. Thank you, Kunmi. And now we're gonna try to hit another break site. We're baiting out an attack, so she'll target Ace over here. I'm gonna come over here, get that break site. She's gonna be like, are you kidding me? That site's gonna turn red, we're gonna get the kill site. But yeah, so the first run killer is if you can hit that 20% on Odin. You have 3 chances at 20% to equate the amount of time as you would if you were going to full 100%. That time, we're not gonna talk about that time. That's about 30 seconds slow. That's fine. The second run killer is completely RNG and we have no control over that, and that is going to happen in the next mission. So we will do I just saved my game, or went to go save my game because why not? We'll talk about Prime status in a hot second, but Nichole, if you have stuff you want to talk about, we are in the Persona section of Final Fantasy Type-0, which is cool.
The Persona section. I'm excited. Well, we all know that SGDQ is coming up, so get ready for Summer Games Done Quick 2025 by checking out our SGDQ ambassadors. All throughout the month of June, support Doctors Without Borders by joining each ambassador's community in the lead up to SGDQ. If you use !SGDQ ambassadors, you can check out the full schedule. And also, speaking of SGDQ, prizes. Prize submissions are open for SGDQ 2025. Visit gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. See how you can submit some cool prizes for the show. I've always wanted to submit a prize.
I have too. I either can't think of a prize to submit, or I just don't have the talent that a lot of those people have.
There are so many talented people that submit prizes every single time. It absolutely blows my mind.
Oh, 100%. Also, this is going to be in true RPG fashion. This is more of an action RPG. We are at our first menu segment. So hold, please.
Holding.
This is we're gonna move our party people around here too. It's a little bit easier to select our people that are going to be used into each individual mission, make them a little bit faster to get to, just to save on time. We're swapping around Rem's abilities here because we want to have her using lightning and ice. And then we have Sice here, who I've always wondered, she's the fastest on the overworld running, how she can run in such high heels.
Right? I mean,
this
queen right here. And also same. I can't run in heels.
I can
barely walk either. Right? So we are heading to the first mission. This is where either I get probably a 108 to 114 or like a 130 to 140, and I have zero control over this. And it relies on something called prime status, or I call it prime rib because...
Oh, good.
Yeah. It's basically when I go to the mission select screen for characters, there's going to be the listed class 0. Sometimes at random, characters will have prime status, which will have a yellow bar over their name. What we are looking for is the very bottom character on that list have a yellow bar around their name. That is Rem. If Rem is primed and I have no control over it, it's like could potentially, come on. It could be a 108 to like 115. If Rem is not primed, it's a 130 to 140. So.
Yep. Because that primed, and she is. So, like, being
Perfect.
primed means that you get extra MP, HP, strength, everything. Like, you're just ready to go. So, we can be a little more liberal with our spells here, take out our enemies very, very quickly. Coming up here in about 10 or 15 seconds, we're actually going to find some barriers that are blocking our path. If we weren't primed, it actually takes 2 casts of Blizz Bomb to get through them versus just 1 when we're being primed. So that's how you kind of save that extra time. You're not being stopped by little things.
That guy was rude.
Very.
Alright, we're going to kill this friend. Yeah, it's just having that prime status is fantastic in that we can you can choose however many characters you want to take. Cater is the backup to Rem just for magic alone. Sice is basically to save menuing later on because Sice goes zoom. But in the meantime, Rem is going to do a thing called kill the boss very quickly. Well, as quickly as you can. Alright, come on. Or you can, like, target... Oh, jeez.
Targeting. That's a thing in this game.
Right?
Did any of those guys survive? That's one of the...
Nope, they didn't. I'll just have to do a backup on the next one, so that's unfortunate they did not survive. But... So yeah, that 112... Go on.
Yeah, anytime that there's extra enemies that are around, like their leader goes away, they just go, okay, I'm done, I'm not going to fight, and they'll stick their hands up, and you can talk to them, and they're like, all right, hey, here's an item for you that's free.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate that we're still a little item deprived. We can actually pick up some items in the next mission, but before anything, I need to remember to actually realize that I'm at a school, and it is a place of learning.
Because if you don't get this 2000 experience, it's not good.
The run is done. Because you need that specifically to get Rem some abilities in the next menuing, which is coming up. So.
Yeah, like the response, it's like those stereotypical anime where the student council has this army and whatnot. That's basically what we are. We are the school's army, essentially.
Yeah, and in Type-0, we're the strange ones in that we're not really we're an unofficial class. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do the most important mission by skipping it. So that is a quality of life thing that is exclusive to the HD remasters. Where in the original PSP versions you couldn't skip those. There's 3 of them, and there are 1, 2, 4. There are 3 RTS missions that make the run a lot longer. So here we can just straight up skip them, which is because I am bad at them and they are really hard. But Nichole, do you like Chocobo?
I do.
Do you like Baby Chocobo?
I do.
Perfect. you get to see very briefly a pair of baby chocobo.
Oh, yippee. What a blessed day.
Right? It's the one happy thing in this game.
Oh, no.
This is a very, very tragic game in a nutshell. Yeah, it's so the skipping the RTS missions is a fantastic thing. There's also the speed. You can actually change the speed from times 1, times 2, and times 3. We are at times 3, so we just move faster, which is fantastic. That's Dr. Mom. We don't care. She talks, we don't listen. It's fine. But in the meantime, I'm going to promote Cater to accelerate, so Speedy Cater goes speedier. Rem is going to get, she's gonna be able to do 3 rolls in a row. She's gonna now be able to do an infinite number of rolls in a row. She's gonna do a lot of barrel rolls, and now she's able to do them without taking damage, which is cool. We're gonna switch to Machina, and yeah, she is. She's the backup speed if Cater falls, and when I say if, I mean when. Because Cater falls a lot. Machina gets a brief time to shine in 2-ish missions. This upcoming one is one of them. All right.
We mustn't falter.
Every once in a while, the Class 0 members like to say a few things, and there's always one that I'm waiting for from the character Sync.
We're counting on
I'm hoping she says it so I don't have to spoil it, but we'll see.
Fingers
I thought it was
crossed.
Size that you liked.
Don't give in.
Oh no, it's a Sync that says it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sync is. We love Sync. She tries. She tries.
Big
It's a good
thing.
way
There
to put
actually be so many of the chocobos we just picked up because over here in the overworld it may not look like it, but there's random encounters we're skipping.
Yep, there are characters on the overworld that you can either find chocobo to collect and add to your group, or well, there's that enemy right there that we try to avoid like the plague. But this is actually the last mission where I'm not bringing extra bodies to solve problems, and we'll get into what that means later. This is Jack, Machina, and Rem. Jack being primed is nice. Machina not being primed, not a deal breaker, but unfortunate. So
We're about to get an incoming of a white letter. This is a special order. We can take the special order and risk death, so we can actually get the effect of aura on our party member. If you don't complete the objective within the 3 minutes, we basically just sacrifice our character. But if we go into the next zone, we can actually bring that buff with us, not have to worry about completing the mission.
Trust me.
yeah, it's a nice little trick that we use quite often.
You're not gonna get you.
It pushed me away! Alright. Here I have to be
Yeah.
a little careful. That's fine. I just go. We just ignore that guy.
This far.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
And
once in a
then,
while again.
Jack's about to get his time to shine here because Jack's got, samurai sword, so he's just going to be swiping away. Now, if we attack from the back, we actually get an extra chance of critical damage, so we're just going to be trying to dodge behind him and just slice him up. But as you'll probably notice as we go through the run, we're leaving one character alone. We'll never touch them. We'll bring him into one mission. That's going to be Peace. Pretty much going to be using most everybody else. I know Asuka, the one who loves bars as an Eddie from Final Fantasy IV, doesn't like a bard in Type-0?
Right? How is that character not dead? Yep. Type-0 being Type-0, okay. Like I said, this is it's just... The game is just saying, nope. You just... You're doing everything correct and we don't care. It's like, okay, that's fine. Here we're gonna let Machina do a thing.
You can trust me. It's your turn.
I'm actually going to...
Class 0, head there at once. Hold on.
Okay, that's better. It's not ideal, but I'll take it.
Don't call them
So that's a more insurance for the fact that we're going to need those later on. This next boss fight is going to get very tricky. it is a very tight window to do a very cool thing. So I probably won't talk much during it. We're gonna do a little trick where we're gonna go to the start screen, but not go to the start screen because Type-0 is weird like that. But yeah.
Time that when you beat a boss, you can return to the title and actually skip cutscenes.
Huh.
Blah, 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 blah. So not that guy. We are gonna come here. Fortified ration's not ideal. It's fine. For some reason, it works right here, but this is where.
So instead of walking up to the
I missed it! There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Missed the first one, got the second one. It's fine. So
yeah, you can do a first phase kill on him.
yeah, Bashtar is rough. He is very fast. So if you can catch him right at the very beginning, things get a lot easier. But right, that mission has unlocked the ability for us to use Eidolons, aka summons. This is when we throw bodies at problems.
Yep, because
summons.
it was yes. Do you like rollerblades?
I've never considered actually.
Okay.
Do you like ice?
I do
You
like
make things
ice.
cool?
Do you hate ice physics?
I actually don't. I kind of like slip sliding, and I know that makes me weird, but I kind of love ice physics.
At ease.
That's
To me,
fair.
It depends on the game. So like this one, I'm fine with ice physics, but like Mario, no, no.
Carry this little penguin while slip sliding.
Yeah.
So, there are two main powerhouses of this run. Jack, which we'll start using later on once things get really sketchy, and Roller Disco Derby Shiva. When you see her, you will understand why we call her Roller Disco Derby Shiva.
I was like, okay.
At ease. This ends now.
I'm on
Because
fire
unlike
now.
in
I'm on
every
fire!
other Final,
She said it! She said the thing! Okay, carry on.
okay, you color sync, I color size, so that's okay. We're talking about the same character.
Characters! Sync is 5, size is 6! But carry on.
No, so unlike every other Final Fantasy, in Final Fantasy, like in Final Fantasy VI, you have the Espers, which allow you to summon the, Eidolon, or in 4, you have your Summoner class. In this one, you actually sacrifice your party members you summon.
No.
Yep, so I am going to have a lot more characters with me because of that. So I do a little bit working on, I should have gone down instead of up. It's fine. I should have grabbed the amulet because I played this before. Basically, helping our magic users have a little bit more MP later on. But yeah, so when you summon, you sacrifice that person for the rest of the mission. In the lore of Final Fantasy Type-0, that is significant. The fact that there are summoning, like, classes is wild, because in Type-0, it follows the kind of ignorance is bliss methodology of things in the form of when you die, you are completely forgotten.
That's so sad.
Oh, nope. I picked the wrong people. I'm gonna grab Sice, because I'm gonna try my luck at things. And hope that I only need to bring 4. Yeah, it's
Class 0, commencing maneuver.
like I said, this game has earned its mature rating. So what characters will do is when they go to war, they'll wear a knowing tag. So if somebody finds an ally on the ground, even if it's literally like their twin, they'll have no idea who they are. So they will take the knowing tag with them, and then once the mission is done, and everybody is back, they take tally of who's missing and why. Okay, they take tally of who's missing, and then they look at the knowing tags to see who didn't come back, and that's how they can, like, honor those that gave their lives, even though they have no idea who they are.
This game got really depressing.
It's very, oh geez, they are both poisoned. That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
I should be able to sneak by long enough. There we go. That's one of those backup things. Yeah.
Yes, right now we just invade some sewers here to set down some magicite bombs, because we're going to darken a city to be able to liberate it, so to speak.
Oh, Jack, please survive like 2 more rooms. I don't think he's going to survive 2 more rooms.
I always lose Cater here, so...
Roger that.
Yeah, I do not trust that right now.
It's about time.
Literally, like, the worst sewers I have seen in a very long time. Yeah, getting poisoned that badly. Woof. That said,
Leave this to me.
Trey has one job. Shiva
Bring
fodder.
us Shiva.
So we're gonna... Shiva has permanent ice physics, and it is very much a case of hope and pray you do the thing. This shock trooper, that shield can block everything. It just does. It's fine. So yeah, that one can be really annoying later on. We'll make do.
Why, you little...
But
The other
right
thing
now,
you may have noticed is that when we sacrificed Trey, we got Shiva above on the right-hand side, above our commands that we can use. There's a timer. We only have a limited amount of time that we can actually have Shiva out. Later on, we're going to be getting some extra abilities with some of the experience that we're getting her to be able to increase the amount of damage we can do with her. So a lot of our experience is going directly into Shiva.
and Jack is poisoned again. Jack, can you like not? Because we are stuck here until about 23:40. Which is getting really annoying that both Jack is losing that much health and I have to keep carrying him. Again, this is if this is how the game is starting. Oh, this is gonna be a fun run.
It's hard enough just dealing with the monsters.
Alright, we're gonna get the Phantomas. Sometimes you have to pull the people, or get the Phantomas, sometimes you don't have to. I'm gonna bring in Sice to fill in the third party. We don't need her until the very end. Right now it's just kind of escaping through the sewers. I'm gonna hit that pad. I have to kill this friendo. I'm going to wait till this guy runs, and that pretty much has me set for items. So I'm very thankful to see that.
Over there!
And now we have 4 people to kill. If you look at the minimap, there are these orange circles. Those are... Oh, wow, hi! Rude. There's orange circles. Those are people you have to kill to take out, or to progress to the next area. Sometimes there's going to be, like that guy is a captain. I don't have to kill them here. Other situations I might have to. It's very dependent on that particular fight. I am going to switch to Jack.
Bring a rocket launcher in a small area. That's real smart.
Yeah. He is... okay. He was like dodging everything right there. Alright, pop off. Anyway, we are going to sacrifice Cater because we're at the very end of this particular mission. We're going to switch actually to... actually, we'll do ×3 briefly. Switch back to ×1 speed because it is very, very, very hard to control Shiva. Even, like, experience, it sometimes will just say no. We're gonna kill those two. 2 more are going to appear. The boss of this area is going to appear. We're gonna switch to Sice. Boss is done. Switch back to ×3
Mission
and complete that mission. Wow, yeah. Y'all, I'm dead serious. If this is how bad the run is treating us right now, you are in for hilarity and me a lot of trauma in the later missions. So
I'm gonna go back to school again.
Yep.
Or not attend any lectures because we're smart enough. We've got our 2000 experience.
That's we paid all this tuition for one class.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Right. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if you have an announcement, we are going to school, starting the next mission, doing a shopping junket, and then progressing. So
Good work.
go
Oh my
for
gosh,
it.
I would love to do an announcement. Black in a Flash is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates.
Nice. My dogs agree. Definitely check them out. They are heckin' cool people.
So cool.
Yeah, so we are hopping into the airship one more time to go to the next area. And what's nice is it already has me set up to go to the path that I need to go to, which is cool because that means I have to do less effort.
It's effort, less menuing. Like, anytime you can do less menuing is always a good thing.
Agreed. All right, here's our next shopping junket. We are going to get a teleport stone, which doesn't play much into the game until later. I'm going to actually equip, while I'm here, Jack and Cater with those respective weapons. Those are the only two that get weapon upgrades. The rest, they don't exist.
No, they exist only for Shiva. They don't need equipment for that. And so here's the thing. You think, Cater is fast originally. You think Scythe is fast on the old world. Just wait until the start of this next mission.
So one of those
She outspeeds Shiva.
She outspeeds coherent thought. Scythe Queen. All right. With how this run is going, I really should take another character, but you know what? I like to live dangerously. And my dogs are having a spat right now. So this is Cater. This is Cater on haste.
Zip.
Now the next section's fun. This is very much a case of Shiva take the wheel. You just have to know where to go.
As long as you know where you're going, you're fine. It's like right, left, right, and you're at the door.
All right, so this next section, this is very important for later on, and then I will be a little quiet here so I don't mess this up. Okay, that's fine. You have the key. Oh heck, I did a bad. So I took that a little bit early, so the last room is going to be very, very sketchy. It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, it's not fine. I just have to be very on point. So I have to stop talking right now. But Tibble, we talked about those insurance policies. You'll see them coming up.
Yeah. So one thing that she's doing here is she's actually taking out the alarm. So if you get seen in this area, the guys will come over and they'll trigger this alarm, and you have to go into combat before you can kind of continue on with this. But we're invisible, so nobody can see us. So we just take out the guy, take out the alarm. We're going to do this into another room entirely, so hopefully the invisibility lasts long enough to get to that last room.
It's going to cut it close, I'll be honest. But we will give it a go.
We're being a sneaky stealth,
A snake, a sneaky snake.
Engine check complete. Moving parts check.
But the guy that always has the ID card kind of moves around. You got to take the right guy out. And
Okay.
When did they get in?
So yeah, Tibble, do you see how I did all three of the missions? The second one gives the Phoenix down, the third one gives the Phoenix pinion. Those are called when the run wants to go completely haywire on me, those are my insurance policies. Phoenix down, it revives the entire party. Phoenix pinions put re-raise on your characters. Let me get out of here. Don't hit anybody. Don't hit anybody. Thank you for not hitting anybody. Yeah, we schmoovin', people. I see those schmoovins. Probably for the cater haste earlier. But yeah, so you don't actually technically have to weaken Brianak. Go to those 3 terminals. You don't have to. It just makes the boss in this area harder. And I take the Xenogears method of, I will take out those side people if it means making things easier. Because again, less effort.
And back to orderly.
Yep. So in this next room, Cater tends to die.
Don't let the intruders escape.
Nope. Nope, there's Cater. Yep. Jack, don't die. Jack, don't die. Jack, don't die. It's one of those weird situations where I actually kind of want Cater to die, but I also don't want Cater to die. It benefits us later on. It just makes right now a little awkward. So now you have to deal with those shield enemies that are not behaving. There we go. So right now it is, you're going from area to area, trying to take out enemies fairly quickly, in a certain order to allow more enemies to dodge my attacks, apparently. That's fine. And of course, my dogs know Mommy is streaming. Time to fight. So yeah, during these, I'm actually more so looking at the mini-map than I am the actual in-game screen, because you can see I'm doing a lot of bouncing around. Ooh, that actually timed perfectly.
Right there,
okay. Things working in my favor. Switch to Sice before we do the Sice of Shame. Alright. So here. Jack, don't die. Jack, don't die. Jack, don't die. Jack, I see that health bar. Jack! Jack!
Jack, please.
Okay, Jack is alive. We're fine. We're fine.
Nothing you can do about this. You literally just lose a character here. That's it.
Yeah, it's you sacrifice one for the greater good. I'm going to call on Rem. She's going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for a little bit. She also does the heavy lifting for this upcoming boss, which is Brianak. Good old number 277. These enemies are butts, and I got one of them, which, okay, pop off. Where? Sir, why did you have to? Okay, come here. Thank you. No. Oh, you turned. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, it's one of those you just have to hit the right angle. And sometimes just doesn't want you to do anything. It is what it is. Alright, so we are going to switch to Queen, even though she's technically the backup to Rem. I'm playing with fire right now by doing this. It's fine. It's not fine. It's Type-0. And make sure I do have Queen. I do. Alright. So this room...
Yeah, really bring it fire.
Yeah. So we're going to take out this Colossus. And then we're going to take out this friend. And we're going to take out this friend. And I'm going to tell you that the next enemy is going to appear at 108 on the clock on the bottom right-hand screen. I know this because it takes 10 seconds for people that are not getting their Phantoma harvested to disappear. So in 3... Oh. I was quick! The rest of my play, this game has not been quick, but that was quick! Yeah, YOLO in chat. This game is very much a game of YOLO.
I kind of love that.
Yeah, I'm still excited you decided to take out Queens. Like, they're both primed, so I mean, the Brianak fight better be on point.
Listen. True.
So explain Greenack a little bit here. Greenack's going to have a couple different.
You know about the safe spot?
I do know about the save spot. I don't
Okay.
know about the infinite save spot, but I know that like depending on how he attacks depends on either you want to be in the front here or you want to be in that hallway.
Nope, you want to be right here. So before runners found this specific corner, this was the first hurdle for speedrunners in this game. That said, none of its attacks can hit me right here, which is great. It's gonna hit Jack. That's fine. He's gonna end up, oh boy.
Yep, goes Jack. I did not know about this corner.
Alright, he's gonna say what belly is gonna drop down.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Come on. Yes! We avoided the slow attack!
We don't even get the launch back, the M40s back at him?
Nope. Nope. So,
Okay.
this next fight, terribly hard.
Not that I would need to against weaklings like you.
So remember the guy
Taking
that
it
took
by your
out,
stance, maybe not so hard. Is that
yeah, you remember that guy that took out Scythe? Yeah, the same to Rem here. It's you can technically, as long as you can last long enough in the fight, you get some things, but it's an unwinnable fight.
Yeah, it's unwinnable at this level on the first playthrough. Nimbus is like, which is that character, like 99 or like 10,000. Either way, he's
147 if I remember correctly.
He's over 9,000. It's fine. It's just faster to die because the game realizes you're not going to beat him right now, so it's fine. All right, we did make up some time there, which is fantastic, considering the first part of this run has been it's been a ride. That said, we're pretty much, I'm going to set up the next mission. It's after I acknowledge and like hit the right button, but we can we're pretty much at the point we can take the first break if you so choose. So
a little break?
I've got one more. There we go. All right, we can pause it right now if you so choose.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break then, chat. Get something to drink, some water perhaps, stretch, stand up, walk around for a couple minutes, and we will be back after a short break. Welcome back to As Seen on TV here on GDQ Hotfix. We are going to dive right back into our run. So, Asuka, go ahead and take us back away to our adventure.
I don't want to. The two hardest missions are not this next one, but the two after that are the ones that make me lose sleep at night. Anyway, so to preface what's going on here, we were framed in the fact that there was a queen that was assassinated and people are blaming us. It's not our fault. It actually isn't our fault, but people don't believe us. Anyway, we are ready to go in 3, 2, 1, start.
Yippee.
All right, so I am bringing a lot more people than I usually bring because this run is going great.
So we bring everybody. You know, again, we leave Deuce. We don't care about the bar.
Wow.
I mean, we care about her for reasons not yet really shown. Also,
there'll be much explanation later. Again, zoomy zoom.
Leave this to me.
This is actually a section where I've lost Cater and Jack before.
Oh.
If the rockets decide to rocket in a way that I don't like them rocketing.
Why are we surrounded? Hide!
Yeah, it's very important that we at least keep Jack, because as we've alluded to a little bit, like a big break, there's enemies that are ice-based and are immune to ice. What's she was main damage? Ice.
Ice! Alright, we're just gonna blow past everybody because... Oops. It's fine. Go on. You go for it.
Yeah, so how do we take out enemies that are immune to ice? Well, we have some characters that, like Jack is the primary one, being able to do some, extra critical damage by hitting from the backside with his samurai sword. Another backup character could be Machina. If we ever lose Jack, that's kind of our backup option. So, but if we lose both of them, it gets real tricky.
Yeah, and the problem is later on in the game, we lose Machina from the party permanently for plot reasons. So, yeah. I'm just gonna slide past everybody because, you know, that's how we do things, and that's how we function in the Shire. We just miss everything because ice physics.
I was about to say ice physics.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna kill them for the sake of killing them. Hi! I was like, hey, Captain Frost, come here. Thank you.
Let's go underground. It's
You
about
think like Captain Frost would be immune to ice because his name's Frost, but you know,
Do you think
guess
that?
not.
Nope. So, I'm gonna switch over to Ace because in safe areas, you lose your summon. I don't like that. But we do get to reset the Shiva timer by summoning her again. You'll notice the theme in this mission, and it's summon Shiva, Shiva goes away, summon Shiva, Shiva goes away, summon Shiva. It's fine. This is actually a pretty fun room. That every once in like 20 years, it decides to just misbehave, and thankfully it didn't. But yeah, there is a room coming up. Also, this guy is really strong. He could kill us in one shot, so we're just going to ignore our problems.
And you can't damage him. He's literally just there to annoy you.
Yep. Alright, not this next room, but the following room. I'm trying to avoid the run back of shame, so I'm going to be a little quiet so I don't get stuck with the run back of shame.
The leader here has a key card that we need, so we take out the captain, get the gate key, because he'll just run right back to the entrance we just came from, and we don't want to run back.
Yeah, and if you don't catch him in that room, he goes back quite a distance. We are going to put 7 in our party. This is her one time to shine after we make Jack strong. So this is our main level up portion. We're going to level up our 2 powerhouses, Jack and Shiva.
Okay, that extra power. Yeah, this is the exciting time of like we get to sit here and just give abilities to our characters.
We are building up to Lightning Flash, but I think it's the next one. Yep. We're going to swap out Reflex for Lightning. We're going to switch over to Eidolon, switch over to Shiva, and Shiva is going to get strong. Now, from a speedrunning standpoint, there's different schools of thought on when you do this section. First and foremost, if you are learning this run, and I highly recommend you do, it's a wild time, but it is so much fun. It is recommended that you level up here and you level up to Summon Extension 2, which will give you 20 extra seconds. Like Summon Extension 1, you get 10 seconds. Extension 2, you get another 10. Yes, I do want MP, thank you. Once you get further into this, we usually stop at power or Ice Control Power 2, just for the sake of time. I'm going to switch to 7, and we are going to try a very cheeky strat here. As soon as she calls her weapon.
Yeah, so every character has their own type of weapon, as we've seen, you know, Cater with the gun, we've got Machina with the blades, we've got Ace with the deck of cards, and we've got 7 here with the good old, come on, chainsword here with, get over here.
He did not want to be here there. That's fine.
You don't do that, you have to walk through the entire area, go over to him, have a chance of losing a character,
You don't have to tell me.
and just have a bad time. So if you can get the 7 pull, it saves a lot of time and a lot of headache.
And for her troubles, she summons Shiva.
The train ride can be a little annoying. You have to take out your enemies and then drop a gate, and then there's still invisible walls as you wait for the next wave of enemies that come.
And there's also a potential soft lock in here that we're going to try to avoid. And that is this next area. So I'm going to purposely wait till this rocket launcher guy comes over here. contemplates life choices. I'm gonna target him because I can. Because if you kill that guy right away, the actual enemy we're trying to kill, who's destroying the train up there, won't come over. And I switched to the wrong person, but that's fine. There's a swap of shame that I avoided by switching to Jack. I just have to switch Cater instead. Where if you... let me grab Rem here. If you are controlling a summon when the timer expires, you are stuck in that position until the summon de-animation takes place. So it adds some time, annoyingly. So you want to do that swap right then and there, just so you don't have to deal with that extra time.
You enter a safe area, and like it's just a... and you're like, I can't move.
Yeah, you're just stuck there. So I'm going to take care of these friends. I'm going to harvest their Phantoma to trigger the next area, and for Rem's troubles, we are just throwing everybody at problems. It's fine.
Lord and Savior, Roller Derby Shiva.
Release the Wildcats! Attack!
We ignore pretty much everybody in this area except for the captain that shows up right here. She's the only one we need to kill. This next room... yeah. So I'm gonna bait... Spoilers, the boss of this mission, Vajra. But I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna bring these two characters over here, because Vajra's gonna jump down. And I don't want her to damage Cater or Jack, because I need them to survive! They'll try to bait him over, they're probably not gonna come over because, oh, they are!
We have to stand next to these trucks for Vajra to actually launch rockets at us to move them out of our way.
So this next room, sometimes it's just going to behave, sometimes it doesn't. The fact that I have about 35 seconds here is pretty nice. I'm going to put Shiva right here. She's gonna do Shiva things and just kind of stand there and, like, look how cool she is. Like, literally. Anywho, Vajra's gonna come up and start firing RPGs down. I want exactly what is happening right now. Why can that not happen anytime I play this with a good PB on the line? That was perfect. That was actually legitimately a perfect room. And I am so mad right now.
Look, here's the enemy that we actually use our strength serum on to give us aura, snow giant, immune to ice. So we gotta use Jack to do massive amounts of damage by attacking his weak point.
And he is very strong. Like, super, super strong. This is Sync. She's...
Think Umaro from Final Fantasy VI, but on steroids.
Sync is... We love Sync in this house. She tries so hard. That's the best way we can put it. But she is the mace wielder. She has big, strong weapon and does big, strong things with it. I'm also going to live dangerously in this next room. And I'm going to go for the not staying on Shiva. I might not go for the not staying on Shiva. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for the not staying on Shiva. We're at the end of it. It's fine. So the fast route is to swap off. I need you to do a thing. Ah! Okay, you're not behaving yet. That's fine. Is to swap off Shiva and then just summon or harvest Phantoma of the enemy and progress into the next area. The slow version is... the fast version is just... the slow version is just stay on Shiva and call it a day. Anywho, words are hard. I'm just gonna bring Machina into the fight so he falls. It's fine.
They're outside that building.
So here we're gonna wait for the boss to show up. We're gonna
Little cat dance.
yeah. We're gonna ask her about her car's extended warranty, and she's gonna be like, "Nah, fam, I'm out." And then we are gonna proceed on. So okay, we've pretty much passed the areas that I would potentially lose Jack or Cater. Which room is it that does not play nice with you?
Terrorists! Kill them!
Oh no, you've already passed it.
I know, which room is it? I'm genuinely curious.
It's usually around the cars we have to, where you were bringing them back.
Oh,
Like, that's
okay.
usually where they'll die, and then it's like, well, great.
No, that honestly makes sense. It's honestly the one thing I've found is just to, I forgot to swap out. Oh well, that's fine. I need to summon 8. I love you, friend, but you know what's coming up. Y'all know what's coming up. But this is Vajra. This is could be a tricky boss fight. I would like for her to. Nope. Shoot, come on. There, I hit it! Ah!
We have the break point, done the
Yes!
enemy, and
Jack is almost dead!
well, I think out of all the attacks that Shiva does, her little tap dance is my favorite.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So that fight, if you don't hit the break site pretty quickly, Vajra will actually climb up onto the walls and heal herself while raining down RPGs, because you know what? Why not? RP or Final Fantasy does Final Fantasy things, and Type-0 things does Type-0 things. Right now we are kind of in a forest by an abandoned house. It's fine. We're gonna switch to Sice and try to escape. We're in the middle of enemy territory with no backup. So we're gonna run.
No
Now,
chocobos.
yeah, can't use chocobos. Do you remember that random crystal I bought like a half hour ago? Cool.
Very beginning.
GG's, we used the teleport stuff. That is basically the flee for free. That is the one in this run. That is the one random world encounter you cannot skip. So you just kind of use the teleport stone and skip it artificially like that. It's great. So we are heading on to our next RTS mission that we are going to not do because I'm terrible at those. And instead, we are going to go to the terrifying part of this game. The next 2 missions are first Battle of Judecca and Battle on Big Bridge. These are the 2 hardest in that they have, like, all these other levels have been leveling up, and you haven't been.
Good work.
These are the 2 hardest missions in the entire game, without question. Judecca, I find a little bit scarier because you you don't get to hide behind Shiva.
At ease.
It's just kind of one of those things. You do have to rely on Jack doing a lot of work. And if Jack falls, that's a big problem. Big Bridge, it's not quite as scary, but you have fewer lives to work with. And you also see Machina left the party, so we're already down 1 person in this. Well, these 2 missions go low-key, like, at the same time, chronologically. So, going into Judecca, we're actually down 4 people. Because we have to start the mission by sending 3 characters off to Big Bridge, and we don't have access to them in the Battle of Judecca. Yep. I see that comment in chat. It's Battle on Big Bridge. You will love the theme song that you're going to hear. Because, yes, it's going to be familiar. Great!
Good luck to you.
I have to make sure I send the correct characters. That is Queen, King, and Sice. Everybody else is going to come with us to Judecca. Not Ifrit, including Shiva. And this is actually the one time we use her, because we can use her without her getting XP.
And this is the duck hunt section.
This is duck hunt. This is the first of 2-minute-long auto-scrollers that we can't do anything about. There's not a heck of a lot going on here, so Nichole, if you have an announcement you want to fit in or two, go for it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Chat, did you know you can catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you are watching this on YouTube, hi. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ.
So, I hate that I have to say this. I actually hate I have to say this. If you saw my very surprised reaction, I have never seen an instance where 2 dragons came up side by side like that.
Let's go.
So that is an official... That had never happened before. That, of course it would do that here. Because the rest of the run is going swimmingly right now. Dragon, please.
We use this to take out the dragon here. Use summon Shiva, and Deuce doesn't get any experience. So,
and it's just one. It's one extra body that we have to play with. Like this mission, you have 2. You could. Yeah, you want to have only or no more than 2 deaths, unintended deaths, I should say. Any more than that, you are scrambling. Big Bridge also gets scary because you only get 1 unintentional death. Nope. Now it's getting a little scary. Hello, can you please?
What's happening here is that the dragons are actually shooting at us, and we need to make sure we're not going to get hit and take damage. Like that came right at us, and we're not.
Yeah, the problem is since now I'm in an awkward situation where it's normally you don't have to panic fight like that. I did not cause that. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But that got a little sketchy. We're fine. Right now, we want to break him like that, because that means he will move on to the next area. Shiva has now disappeared for right now. It's just 9 versus the biggin.
Even what he's doing, he's about to charge up and attack us, but if we can hit him a number of times before that, they'll get stunned a little bit. We'll do some extra damage.
Yeah, if you can break him in the 2 different spots, he'll actually kind of reposition himself like that in hopes that you haven't lost your target on him. I need to... I probably didn't, but...
No, you didn't need to move like it was. They split up just right. Like if you dodged left or right, you may have actually been hit.
So it's there's red, or there's red, orange, and blue. Blue homes on you, so you have to dodge. The orange, it really depends on how it moves. Now, I'm going to be quiet during this next part because this is what I like to call the 2 scariest minutes of this mission. It's already scary enough as it is. I need 1 specific room to go right. And it's basically I have to fight a dragon with Jack, and yeah. So hype and chat would be fantastic, because this is not a fun section.
Yeah, chat. Come on, chat.
Here again, we're taking out some enemies. Now, if I remember correctly, like soon after here, there's actually going to be a Yeti. We're just going to try to dodge.
Next room, and we do have to kill him. Oh no, you're a little bit ahead of it, yeah.
Yep. I know there's a Yeti coming up.
We're unable to find our rescue target.
Here is
A
it.
battle has broken out on the frozen clouds.
There's Dargan.
Okay. Yeah, it's the next room that's gonna have the Yeti.
Send the Valor Brigade.
But we do have to actually kill it.
Divide the Dominion forces. Do not let them join up.
Okay. The fact that he is misbehaving is not great.
Deployed up north.
Alright.
Roger that. Contact the flagship.
One thing we can kind of, what some people do is wait, pull the Eddie towards us. He'll end up doing like a body slam, and we'll just dodge it, and then he'll be on the floor, face planting like that. He has for break sight, so we do some extra damage.
Yeah.
Body slam.
All right.
There we go.
It is this next room that is the scariest. So. Okay. Well, not this room. It's next room. It's fine.
Damn it! Why you? I'm gonna kill you.
Nope. Come on. Nope. Come on.
When you get that break sight to stun him.
He's.
Yeah, every time it comes up, they're just.
Roger that.
Yeah, he's not behaving. There it is. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. All you. I'll make you proud.
Yeah, so that was not great. I had to use one of my insurance policies, but I would rather have it for later.
They got us.
I'd rather have the character later, especially with how this is going.
Oh, well, what do you say?
And I'll get one, another one later on. So now what we're gonna do is pull out Trey, and do what we always do. So a lot of times what you do here is you can take the extra time to menu simply because I'm actually protecting my characters by not having them out here right now because it is such a tightrope you're walking on.
You still have access to those party members in reserves in this mission. There's no point of bringing them in there with you, because once Shiva goes down, you'll just be asked, okay, what character do you want to bring in? And so, leaving them out of combat is way safer.
Behemoth, come back here! Or Behemoth.
You see, like, the enemies here are 31, 29, and we're sitting here at, what, 15 and 16, so...
Yep.
A small sneeze and we're falling over. So.
And it gets even worse. I think I could have swapped, but that's fine. So what I'll do here is I will summon Ace. And this is either going to go well or I'm going to lose up to 3 minutes. Plain and simple! So if you kind of want to... I'm not sure how well versed you are in the rescue missions. But this is where
well
things
versed
get
at
funny. All right. So we have to go rescue our classmates, and we do this by getting rid of the dragon,
Roger that.
trying to not let Shiva attack those enemies. But you'll see that timer. We have to get to the next area before. Before the timer runs out, otherwise those characters are lost. The fastest route is roughly however long you have with Shiva. Going this one next is not great, but that's fine.
What? Roger that.
He's the advantage there.
Oh! Okay.
Going right in on Gator.
Right? That's not great. Woo!
Hey, a lot more HP than he needed.
Right? So the fact that I have lost Cater means I'm probably gonna take the safe route and let the other characters die. So this is still doable without cater. It's just very spicy.
We like spicy, don't we?
I don't. Well, I do, but not in this case. That's what I wanted you to do. Okay. So you can see how the timer's running out. It's gonna switch to the next area, which is fine. Southern. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to deal with Southern. So this is the part where we are just going to relax and have a grand old time. I'm going to head to the Yugumo. The other insurance policy is I accept this SO. I get that knowing tag and I get the Phoenix down. I am then, because now I've got time to kill. I'm gonna grab this Mega Elixir by grabbing that knowing tag and head back up. So there's 4 different, no, not that way. There's 4 different stations that you are trying to rescue people from. Best ideal is like 3, and then the timer is running down on the 4th one. I think we're gonna have to wait either one more or this ladder's gonna open. Either way, this is called Ladder of Shame. And you know what? Perfect. Cool. All right, so now we're going to try to go for a quick kill on a boss. We're going to bring in Sync, because we love Sync. And guess what we're going to do, friends? Now, we want to make sure we target Flyvern, which is the dragon. We're going to try to get that break site. We're going to switch over to Sanzami, who's the actual boss.
So this was to be my final battle.
That's unfortunate. Actually, yeah, we can switch over to Rem. That's fine.
I'll make you proud.
So we don't have Cater here to be super fast. It is what it is. So we're just going to use Rem to get through these areas. Plus, the nice thing about having Rem out through all of this is I can get her levels. Now, another insurance policy I can do requires Rem to hit level 15. So her out here to get some experience is actually, as a backup strat, a good thing. Because at level 15, she can learn an ability called Undying Wish, which basically casts re-raise on Rem specifically. So when Rem has re-raise on herself, she can summon, and then when the summon expires, she revives. So you basically get a free summon. It's fantastic. We're going to switch to 8 here because we're about ready to go into a fight. That was a little dicey. Sometimes your characters just don't like to summon Shiva right there. I am going to go for it.
No, the same thing happens like the hotel, that you don't get the chance. It's just the rockets come in right away, and before you that 1 second window of summoning, you're taken out.
Yeah, so we switched to I don't know where Rem is, and that's kind of okay. Yeah, we're gonna go protect Rem because I don't trust this game. Switch Rem. You're right. Type-0 is doing Type-0 things, so we're just gonna... And actually, Rem is level 15, and it sounds weird, but that makes Battle on Big Bridge safer and freer. So, the fact that this has gone completely off the rails is less scary. As long as I remember to promote Rem up to Undying Wish and sacrifice her Thunder attack for that. I'm gonna summon 7 and get caught. It's like the problem here is you're actually a little bit too fast. You're too fast for the area, so it kind of like, it's supposed to like fall apart in front of you, but because you're going too fast, it falls apart like after you get there, but you can't traverse the area that's supposed to fall apart because then the game just doesn't know what to do with itself, and it also questions its life choices. I need the third dragon to appear. Now. I just need one person to survive. That's it. I actually want Rem to die here. I would prefer Rem to die over Jack, but I just need at least one of them. Which means, given how this run's been going, they are both gonna die and I'm gonna cry. It's just Type-0 things. Actually, what I could do is promote Rem with Undying Wish right now, like after this fight.
Just get it done so you don't forget about it.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably the play. But yeah. Oops. So, where is this friend? What's scary about these enemies is that they'll sometimes do this attack that they'll like charge at you and then like devour pretty much your entire health. Most of my characters can not survive that.
So a redead from Link to the Past. Or not Link to the Past. Ocarina of Time. Gotcha.
I'll make you proud.
Yeah, effectively. Alright, so let's promote Rem for Undying Wish. That's just safer on so many levels. Alright. So now that dragon that was mean to us before and was shooting fireballs at us and didn't like us, that's that one. So needless to say, the smart, intelligent play is to run at your problems. Well,
fire. Like, this is the one okay time it's okay to stand in fire.
So, I mentioned Mom earlier, kind of the leader of Class 0. She's very protective of her children. She's also a deity that's kind of the reason for this whole cycle in Final Fantasy Type-0, but we're not that because plot. But she's a god. And she has her own Eidolon. Bahamut 0. Now, we're going to go for a quick kill here, and it requires me to not target the enemy, but immediately act or charge up one of her abilities as soon as it appears. So, if it works... Okay. If I get up to Giga Flare before the enemy fires at me, I can take her out in one shot. Now, if you target her, for some reason, it actually triggers the boss to come at you faster, and you aren't able to do that. So you just don't target her, you charge up things, and right now... Nichole, are you a fan of overkill?
Yes. Sorry, I got really excited by that.
Well, let me tell you about the most overkill to have ever overkilled.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So the boss has like 5 HP left. And we're just gonna do this to it.
I love overkill so much.
You kill like overkill, Mama Bear, angry.
Yeah. Excuse me.
5 HP and we do what was that? Okay, lots of 17, 18. Okay.
It's at 5 figures of damage just as the boss is falling off the screen because anything else didn't immediately kill them. Like, Mom was mad.
Over 90,000? Almost 100? Like...
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just a tad.
So
Let the anger get the best of us.
Yeah. And now we are heading to the other group. Talk about a total whiplash. Alright, we're gonna buy some... yeah. We've used a lot of potions, and I'm a little concerned. So... We need Cater, Jack Trey, Ace, and Rem. Cool. Alright. Just want to make sure I grabbed everyone appropriately. Now, we did select Rem. You'll notice she's not in the party right now. And that's just because of plot, she's not able to join the battlefield right now. It's not safe for her. Because she's not officially Type-0. She's like Type-0 adjacent. But these first two areas... They're not actually not the first two areas, but like a couple later areas, for some reason can just be like, this is definitely where errant rockets are just going to take out my entire party. If for no other reason, then it just wanted to. And again, we can only have technically one intentional or one unintentional death. Once we get Rem, it's a lot safer because we now have a permanent summon bot. So, yep, Shiva's doing fine right now. We're just taking out some mechs to get to the next area. And these next three areas, Shiva's gonna go away. We're gonna summon Ace. Ace is gonna get sacrificed, and then these next few rooms are when it gets a little spicy. Because again, enemies can just literally one-shot my characters, and I need them to not do that. Keyword, I need them to not do that. Spoilers, they tend to do it! Oh, heck. That's already a bad sign. Come up. There goes Cater. Okay. For some reason, I wasn't able to target him right there, which is really awkward. Because that's not normally an issue. And the problem is I can't... Hello? I can't... If I switch off of Shiva, I lose control of her. And I need to keep control of her, yeah. So...
Like, if we could swap off her and recontrol her back again, that'd be fine, but
yeah.
Once you swap off your summon, you lose access until you can resummon her again.
And then she just kind of does her own thing. Usually behaves, very often does not. We're gonna wait for some more people to spawn. At this point, we're just kind of waiting.
Go no further.
Here is the big bridge, but this is not the clash on the big bridge. Don't get your hopes up. That's later. So this next area, we're gonna speed up the bridge process a little bit. Also, hopes that Jack doesn't take an errant rocket, which he is wont to do. This little funny move, it actually speeds up the bridge going down to the next area. We're gonna take out this Colossus. We're gonna take out the RPG. We're gonna switch to Jack. And we're just gonna wait. Now, right now, I am waiting specifically for that, because this is my get-out-of-jail-free card. Invincible is exactly what you think it is. So.
Amazing.
Take steady aim. To the left. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, it makes things so much faster. And so not as scary. Anywho, so that's kind of, since we don't have Rem, that's the super scary portion of Big Bridge. We don't want to lose Cater and Jack. This next one, this is where, if you're learning the run, it's actually beneficial to take Summon Extension 2 a while back because of this particular area. You only have one character, and you've just used her to summon Shiva, so you are now on the clock. So you have to beat this area with time to spare. That was actually really, really helpful just then. The fact that I got all of them right there. So right now it's a waiting game. Because again, you can't switch off of your character. So you have to wait 10 seconds for them to disappear every single time. So the faster you can take out a lot of these enemies, the safer it is. So we have a couple more rounds of these enemies. And then there'll be some comment from Mog, and a boss of this area will appear. Okay. Should be next or one more. If it's one more. Okay. Yep, there it is. That's what we were looking for. So we should be fine. Yeah. So when you're doing this, again, when you're learning this for the first time, that timer gets really scary if you're not used to it. So that extra 10 seconds is a really nice buffer. It's also a really nice buffer in a later portion of this mission. At this point, we are going to do the quote-unquote hardest boss. I am lying through my teeth right now. It's fine! So, this is the reason Rem couldn't join the battle. We have to defeat this Ernst Major, but we already have defeated Ernst. Oops. Anyway, so for this next portion, since we lost Cater, Rem is going to be our primary source of speed, and that's fine. You can also see how I like to do summon bait, or repeated summoning, because we need to bring everybody, and that's all we can bring. We're going to switch to Rem, and you will see firsthand. When I say switch to Rem, I mean accidentally not bring Rem, because I wasn't thinking. Okay, that's fine. We'll make it work. Anyway, I forgot they take the first 3, and Rem was not the first 3. This is fine. So right now we are... Yeah. That guy did not come down when he should have, which is a major concern. Okay.
I just think it's funny how each character has their own, like, falling over animation, even though nothing touched them at all.
Right? Okay, these corals, they are the masters of dodging every attack known to man. Like, you could hit them square in the face, and they will dodge it. So, this next area gets a little spicy. What we have to do is we are waiting until the audio goes away. I'm going to switch to Jack to speed up the process. We are going to sit back and let Shiva do a lot of murder. Also occasionally helping. Now eventually Shiva will run out of time. And then I will grab Rem and we will use Undying Wish. I'm not going to get
almost
hit.
playing next year. He's been all 3 at once there for a while. I mean,
he was there. So yeah, it's a Big Bridge is just a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, alright, so Shiva is gone. This is my summon Rem.
I'll make you proud.
Nope. So she has re-raise on her. I'm gonna summon Shiva. Sice is dead, which normally would be a problem. But I'm not as concerned as... Sice was dead? What just happened?
Did she have 1 HP in a journey? Or did she have like a Phoenix pin attached to her?
No.
Or...
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
1
not
HP
complaining.
Yeah, we'll have to...
We attack with these new
She
models.
had to have had,
Be able
like,
to vanquish
a
any
fraction of an HP. Because I was thoroughly convinced she was going to the farm upstate.
A good old farm upstate.
No, because the re-ray is it's a self-cast for
Yeah.
them to cast on herself. She can't cast on anybody else.
So shout out to our wonderful producer, Ray. I've already said the thing once, but it's Type-0, and we're going to say it again after Rem revives. That also has never happened before.
Twice in one night?
It's a miracle.
Type-0, what are
is
you
that
doing?
Is this the first time that something twice has happened before?
Yeah. No, I've never had two things happen ever in my life.
Type-0, why are you doing this to my, like... Okay, no. Shiva, I did a silly thing. Do not punish me for the silly... Thank you. Yes, attack Shiva, attack Shiva. Ooh, okay. Rest of the mission is free. So what it is, I didn't cast re-raise on Rem. I was going to bank on both of them surviving. Now, I've had this particular room where those colossi were like, you know, I see the Eidolon you summoned, and that's where you want me to attack, and I'm going to disregard your opinion and attack the two squishies. Because Type-0.
Like, I'm gonna reject reality and substitute my own?
Yeah. And that reality is... No.
Shiva doesn't exist.
So right here we use Winter Wonderland for the one time in the run, simply because Colonel Everett runs around a lot. And he's just really annoying to catch, so... Winter Wonderland freezes everybody, and then I can just wail on him because I can. This is wild camera because you just kind of get used to it. Now we are running to the final fight at Big Bridge. Now, to the wonderful Final Fantasy fans in chat, when I say that there is a fight, there is a battle on the Big Bridge, who do you think we are going to fight right now?
The Battle of the Big Bridge. I mean,
If you answered Bob, you're incorrect.
Yeah. Hey, wait. What's a little? Yep. Oh, yep. There's the sound. Ow. It's Greg.
Oh darn.
Weakling.
Yep, we fought Sora. It's fine. So.
Hi, Greg. Bye, Greg.
Yeah, he's strong. We can beat him, but not worth the time. It's just it's a rough fight. So it's another one of those ones where the game acknowledges, yeah, you're probably not strong enough to take him on without spending like 80 years or 84 years if we're going Titanic route. I need to switch to Sice because oh boy, I'm slow. Like speed wise. Okay, there we go. I feel better. Now that I have less control with my character, I feel much better. It's fine. I
You don't realize how hard it is to control your character at 3 times speed. It's a trick.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just kind of get used to, but yeah, it is very hard to control Sice when you're trying to maneuver around everything that she can get caught on. That's the third and final RTS that we avoid because bleh.
RTSs are slow.
So this next mission we affectionately call Why Is This Even a Mission? Now, Bashtar, who we fought earlier, got an upgrade.
Concordia's demilitarization is proceeding in all regions.
So we are going to go mono e-mono against him, and he's going to... that fight can either go... Like, a good fight is 20 to 25 seconds. If Bashtar slips out of our grasp, it's usually 40 to 50. With how this run is going, I'm expecting like a 6-minute run or 6-minute fight. It's just one of those things. I think I should have gone directly to the airship. Oh, nope. I was right. Sweet. Okay.
You
Now
gotta
I
go
know
to the
the
class
airship.
before going to the airship. Like, that's one of the things that you talk to Kurosame, then go to class, then go to airship.
Yeah, there's one mission where you just go to the airship. And it's not this one. So Machina is permanently gone from our party. Nothing of value is lost anyway. Now, this mission is very much... it's a matter of waiting and biding your just enough time to hit the break site. You don't want to actually... You want to, like, hold back for, like, a second. If he does... Depending on what attack he does, it's either going to be an easy grab, or you're going to see this go off the rails. Plain and simple. So we'll see how he behaves. Target him. What are you doing? 1. Nope. Yeah, he is not doing the attack I want him to do.
He knows.
He knows. Oh, he dodged that, really? So yeah, this is when the fight's just not behaving. At that point, basically, if you don't catch him on the first shot, that's probably... We're gonna say 56. It felt like a 56. It was close. So if you don't catch him on that first break site, it's literally just... You're in full reaction mode. And you just have to hope that he does the right attack to catch him. So, or just do enough damage to him over time that he eventually dies. All right, so now we are on what I like to call the Long Chocobo home. So there's been a war going on, by the way, between 4 different kingdoms. One was wiped off the face of the earth before this even began, so don't worry about it. The big two are the Militesi Empire, which is the very like mech industrial based ones, and then there's Rubrum, which is us. So we're the magic users, the Eidolon summoners. Concordia is where we fought all those dragons. Their whole thing is dragons. Just yeah, they're like the House Targaryen. That's the best way to describe them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
So, at this point in the war, we've like all of the other kingdoms and nations have fallen. So it's Rubrum that controls everything. We have monopolized the board, and we all know what wonderful, fantastic things happen when you monopolize the board. I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen. What do you think?
No, I think everything's going to turn out really well, actually.
Yeah, it's fine. So we're enjoying the sights now. We have to take this Chocobo home, and we're getting close to the next break because the final dungeon, which we affectionately call Trials, it's called Pandemonium, but it's Trials, is coming up. I'm gonna get us to Pandemonium, and then we can take the final break. It's about a half hour to 35 minutes left after that. But yeah, I'm sure when we go home, also shout out one Chocobo. I just said one Chocobo. Oh my god, game.
This game is so silly.
Okay, game. I see you.
Love it.
I see you, game. I just said one Chocobo. It's like, oh, by the way, the school's destroyed and it's raining blood. And no, we're not listening to music right now.
I feel like we kind of glossed over the fact that it's raining blood.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's a bigger deal than we're making it out to be.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is a little bit of a cheeky time save. If you're in a menu, she will not progress with her monologue. We can't skip this. This is the, for those of you just tuning in, or have been skipping all the cutscenes, here is plot and you have no choice in the matter. So things are going badly. Also, that's Sid. He's the leader of the Militasi Empire, voiced by Steve Bloom. So we are, and he's kind of becoming the uber big bad, and
Hey, it's a big bad guy that we saw earlier.
yeah, we're fighting Spike Spiegel at the end. Spoilers. It's fine. So yeah, everything's kind of in absolute chaos, and things are not going well. A lot of
man.
yeah, a lot of people are dead. I'm gonna actually run to the save point, assign Sice. Also, Rem's gone. It's fine. Our commander is gone. Everybody's gone. And we have forgotten all of them, mind you. So remember how I said earlier, once you die, all memory of you is erased from everybody. So, like, you're forgotten. They're all forgotten. It's fine. Like, the fact that the cadet broadcaster, side note, is asking for the chancellor, it kind of gives a slight nod to the fact that it might be still alive. Otherwise, be like, I don't know who to contact. Sure. We're doing some plot points right now, progressing everything to get to the point where we can go to Pandemonium. We just have to do the thing right now. They're for great. Yeah. But yeah, so right now we've talked to people, everyone's losing it. Everyone hates us because we got blamed for everything. Honestly, mood.
Why have I heard this plot point style before? Seems a lot like 6.
It's everything's on fire and it's all our fault. It's fine. So, and one thing, point of note, they mentioned Code Crimson in the plot points that we couldn't skip. That's actually the New Game Plus specific stuff. We are going to go to Pandemonium. Skip cutscenes. Mog's going to say goodbye to us. This is the last time that Mog appears on the screen. But in New Game Plus, you can either choose to replay the missions that you already played before, or you can do the Code Crimson missions, which are much harder and are really fun, actually. So this next part,
Our paths have never crossed.
Steve Bloom is gonna
Who you are.
earn his paycheck right now.
You're the pawns of
He's gonna
that
keep
woman.
talking. We'll eventually get to talk back. Yep, everyone,
Tiger.
salute Mog. Mog is safe. Mog is safe. Mog will survive this. Spoilers, in case you were worried.
Really?
Mog survives.
Seriously messed up.
Yeah, Spike Spiegel is 100% monologuing at us,
You're not
and
gonna kill us that easily.
so they're talking. We're gonna start splitting up our team. I'm gonna split up the teams, our first batch of teams, and then we can go to break. It's just a very good place before we deal with trials for the end of this. All right. So our first party is 8, Trey, and Ace. Trey, Ace, 8. Cool. Cater, Jack, Sink. Cool. We have split up our party for the first batch of trials. And with that, I'm going to pause the screen, and this is a perfect time for a break.
Yippee.
Because we're going into the final dungeon.
Ooh, exciting.
Mhm.
All right, well, chat, we will be right back again. Take another moment to just get some water, to stand up, to stretch, and we will see you very shortly. Welcome back to As Seen on TV. We are about to dive right back into this run, but real quick, are you curious what's coming up on Hotfix? You can check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/Hotfix. That being said, let's dive back into Hotfix. Asuka? Are you ready? Are you gonna?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well,
it is so
awful news for you.
So we are in the final dungeon. This is Pandemonium. We affectionately call it Trials. This whole section can just say, "Now you're all dead," because that's what it does. So, but that's Type-0 being Type-0. We're gonna keep going in 3, 2, 1, go.
It's all up to you. Rest
So
up.
we have separated our parties. We are splitting them up. We are going to the left first with Party 1. It essentially, we're doing like a perimeter check of everything. And fighting various things. Now, those SOs, the special orders, have now become Sid's Crucible. We have no choice but to accept them. We have to complete them, otherwise the character we are controlling is condemned and dies. Now, so, sir, can you, like, get where my blizzard can hit you? Thank you.
Mission complete.
If you succeed, you're spared and you move on.
You are now authorized.
There's some other fun aspects to this that we'll talk about a little bit, but I know we're going into another auto-scroller, and this is just survive. The trial is just to survive. We can't progress it any faster, so we've got time, and I know Nichole has a couple more things she would love to share with everybody, so you have 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Thank you. Well, our Hotfix summer merch collection is now live. You can head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check it out. We have a new Hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack. They are very, very, very cool. Highly suggest checking them out. But also, I wanted to speak a little bit about Frame Fatales. We have Frame Fatales, GDQ's all-women and femme speedrunning community, and it is gearing up for their next event, Flame Fatales, which is happening September 7th through the 14th. Stay tuned for the schedule release in early July. And speaking of July, if you are heading to SGDQ, please be sure to visit the Frame Fatales table. They'll be hosting a frame changer panel and organizing 2 community meetups. I have been to the community meetups before. They are very, very, very fun. Type !FF in chat to join the Discord and stay up to date with all things Frame Fatales.
Yeah, Fatales are awesome and super cool. Definitely check them out. So, a couple things about trials. You'll notice we went from characters in like the 30s, or enemies in the 30s and 40s, to level 2.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Like level 2? Oh wait, we left one character at the very beginning. We never took him anywhere, and that's Deuce. And this is basically his time to shine. Is the way the trials work is that their level that you're fighting here is based off your lowest level character, and he's still sitting at level 9. So everything out here is extremely lower level because of that. So thank you, Deuce.
Yeah, and it's something we definitely use to our advantage, but the kind of developer's thought process behind that is the developer fully anticipates that you are not going to be using every character the whole game. You're going to have your favorites. There's a lot of characters to choose from, and losing Rem and Machina going into trials, you might be scrapping the barrel, bottom of the barrel for characters. Jack, we're going to protect because he is a good boy. I don't care about Sync. We are going to progress. So that's how they balance things out, which is really nice. We're switching back to 8, and we're going to do something very cheeky in this next area. This is a room where you cannot get hit, and you have to proceed through the room twice. So what I'm going to do is...
We've been here before.
I don't know if that's going to count. Oh! We beat the system! Yes!
Let's go.
Technically, I should have been condemned because I got shot, but yeah, we cheated the system because we were transitioning areas.
Let's go.
I frame for the win.
We take those.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. Cater. It's okay. This room we have to shoot these candles. Activate these candles, and only the candles, and once the candles are all dealt with, I'm going to take out our wonderful friend, the Versun Reaver. Once I do that, I do have to wait until Sid acknowledges us, because if we exit the room before Sid acknowledges us, it restarts the room, because it's mean.
We were authorized to leave.
What's going on?
So, something that was talked about during the break that's actually pretty cool is how does this fit in with things like Final Fantasy 13 or another game that we're going to talk about. So originally this was part of a trio of games, the Fabula Nova Crystallis. Fabula Nova Crystallis Final Fantasy 13. So the flagship game of that was Final Fantasy 13. So you hear things about... Let's see. You hear, okay. Come on. There we go. You hear things about Lassie. You hear... I hit the kill site on you, sir. Okay. Anyway, more lore. So Final Fantasy 13 was the proper one. Final Fantasy Agito 13 eventually became Final Fantasy Type-0. And the third game was Final Fantasy Versus 13. Final Fantasy Versus 13 eventually became Final Fantasy 15. This is the most important choice in the game. Okay. Nichole asked me why I had that moment of panic when I saw that choice.
Why did you have a moment of panic when you saw that choice?
If you accidentally choose Become a Lassie, the run is dead.
Oh,
Are
no.
you up to the challenge?
Yep.
Can you
the
tell
run...
me approximately how many times that's happened to you?
Yes. It is a... It is one of those rites of passage. So there is a specific route I'm taking for this. So I have to kind of pay attention to where I'm going. I have to be very careful that I don't die with the Cater. So I went north, next is west. We were trying to go through this in the quickest way possible, and there's a specific order. We're going to take out a Toneberry. So yeah, it's... So if you become a Lassie, at that point you become technically invincible, but you also enter a fight that you can't win, and eventually all your characters die.
Oh, no.
So, and you don't... It's not even like a separate... It's just a game over. So by remaining mortal, you can proceed through trials. This is west next. Okay. So yeah, if you accidentally choose Become a Lassie, the run is dead.
I would do it every time.
The best part is, yes, I've been on PB pace.
Oh, no.
And made that choice. It's...
Well, if your down button doesn't work, drop input, and you're like, oh.
So it's one of those, you know, you just kind of... If you take that extra second just to ensure that you're going the right way, or you've made the right choice, that second is worth it. Very worth it. So anywho, we have finished this section. Now, also one thing that's kind of been glossed over a little bit is when those Reavers hit you, they automatically put kill set on your character. So the next shot that any of them takes, they die.
Why not split up and take
All right, first off, Sice, Queen, King, cool. Cater, Trey, Ace. I'm not screwing this up this time. We are going to the right because I have lost time because I chose poorly.
Don't die for
And by
nothing.
poorly, I mean I chose the wrong characters to go the wrong direction, and they're equipped for the fights that they are fighting,
You have little time.
not the other way around.
This is it.
This is Exploding Floor, where we're just taking out some Ice Flans and occasional Reavers. Basically, it is the floor's lava. We just have to get through these enemies. Pretty straightforward. Anytime you land on... Go for it.
Plus, they don't step on the red tiles now.
Yeah, those floors are... Like, do you want to activate your kill site? No. If you time your dodge rolls, you can avoid getting hit, which is kind of what I did right there, which is super cool. But otherwise, if you land on a tile that turns red, that is 200 points of damage. So I'm just gonna play it safe right here. And also, one thing I additionally glossed over is the fact that I swapped out the attach... Okay. That was rude.
You dodged one and you went to another one, okay?
That was rude. That was very rude.
It's all up to you. Let's go.
I totally lost my train of thought there.
It's about winning.
But yeah, that just decided to. Oh, I was gonna do so. I switched out the item that I had equipped on my character. You can equip, insert item here. I have swapped out the potion for ethers because really I need ethers because I'm doing a lot of magic-based things. Magic is stronger than some of the attacks I can do. And in this particular room, you have to use magic to take out enemies. If I should say, my teammates are allowed to do physical attacks. If I specifically use a physical attack, then I will be condemned. Ow! I'm not risking it for the biscuit. Okay, don't take damage. That's cool. So yeah, I'll be condemned. The character I'm controlling dies, and I have to redo the room. I don't want to do that. Again, effort. Effort. We want to keep down. Yeah. So this next room, we get to celebrate King's existence. Really? Okay, this puzzle gave me so much confusion when I first played the game. All you have to do is break the 4 pillars, but you need to break the 4 pillars while the flames are around the door entrance. So I'm kind of just chilling here until I see those flames around that side. Oh, Sice is dead. All right. That's actually not bad. I'm cool with that, mostly because of endgame stuff. But yeah, so we just kind of so by destroying the 4 pillars, you've locked the fire in place, and if the fire is locked in place around that, cool. Okay, I hear that. I hear that. Go away. Go away. Go away. No. We talked about this. Go away. Yeah, if it's locked around the eyesight, then you proceed.
So apparently, this is Concordia.
So, all right, we are moving on, and this is why I don't mind that Sice died, because we're done with using this party, and now we are switching over back to our wonderful ranged characters. Now, we've already done a room of just magic. Now, the opposite of true.
Nothing but physical.
Nothing but physical. While we also have to navigate this little area. I'm kind of waiting for this to open. Thank you. That actually went surprisingly well. Okay. I'm waiting for that to not go. Okay. Oh boy. That was a little sketchy. We're not going to deny that. So one thing you know, if you want to like die, that's cool and all. All right, cool. So one thing I haven't mentioned is we're going through trials to eventually progress to the final boss. And going to the final boss, I want my ranged characters to survive the entirety of trials. And that's for reasons that will make a lot more sense once we get there. AKA, I don't want to cry because that makes the second phase of the final boss an absolute nightmare. Hey, we finished the... What's that?
It's a level 2 behemoth. You think they're higher level than 2?
It's so fun. So here we're basically progressing to the next area. We'll get a quick cutscene that we don't care about. Now we get an upgraded your son arbiter that really isn't any stronger. It's called I think they couldn't decide between assets for the arbiters and said, you know what? 4K no los dos.
Let's save some time and not have to do something new. It's fine. We don't have the resources left.
Right? So yeah, these 4 trials, you'll notice, hey, I'm dealing with poison. Each one has their own kind of like unique problem to deal with. In this one, my characters are all poisoned. I'm actually going to... I'm going to do... hello? Just in case. Because again, this game has decided to be an absolute jerk. So right now I am just taking out the enemies. So these 4 rooms, 3 of the 4 rooms are roughly the same. Do a thing with some restriction. Go into this type of room, take out enemies, proceed to the next room. And each one of these rooms represents one of the 4 nations. So a lot of this is very similar until you get to Lorca, which is the kingdom that was destroyed. So that was Concordia. Now we're going to deal with Rubrum. And Rubrum's, for the most part, fairly simple, except we have to go fight Nichole in the next room. Spoilers. Lorca... I like how I'm not even targeting this dude.
Yeah.
I'm so guards. Yeah, I'm so
good?
confused right now. So Lorca is Lorca, I call that the final boss, because once I get past that, this sounds very strange. Final boss, for the most part, can be free. It's a strange concept, but it's possible.
Bye, Golem.
Yeah, that was an Eidolon. We took out an Eidolon. Also, you'll notice I don't have access to Shiva in here because, well, just because of plot, the Eidolons are sealed away because the crystals have basically abandoned everybody. Yeah, we're on our own.
You should at least be able to do
So this particular challenge, we are dealing with invisible enemies. The fun part about invisible enemies that still have targeting reticles on them, and you can still see where they're walking. You don't have to worry about things. Here, because the Bashars that we fought already weren't enough, this turns into hilarity if he just decides to do his own thing. So again, that's just 2 Bashars. Now, see the comment? I don't even remember you. That guy has been the thorn in our side for so long, and we just don't know him anymore because he's dead. That one, I just kind of cast Blizz and hope that I do the thing. Anywho, this is what I affectionately consider a pause menu. Also, the final boss.
once rigid shields.
Let's see if he decides to behave. So Gilgamesh, aka the unidentified target, we want him to not just completely that's rough. Not completely dodge that fire, which gets really annoying. There we go. We also need to not get shot by those random rockets that are coming at us.
Yep. There's Greg's music.
Yep. Uh-oh. Nope. Because that would have killed me.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much button not letting me cast fire, which is a little awkward.
Just get unlucky here.
Yeah, it's just... There we go. Really? Okay. Okay, game.
Type-0.
Type-0 doing Type-0 things. Oh, we're gonna add 8, and we are gonna add...
Looks like we won.
We'll add Queen. So, Sice is usually who I use to get up the final pathway, but Sice is dead. So, yeah, that's the thing. Anywho, we are going to put our weapon away. We're going to let 8 try to carry us in chat and in game in this final area.
Time for your final judgment.
So this is pretty much survive to the top of this area. And honestly, if Queen or Jack really want to feel like dying right now, I'm cool with that. Because the more people that die going into the final boss, the faster the final boss is. And as I say that, they're like, you know what? We're not going to die. We have heard what you thought, and...
You disappoint me.
we're going to get ridiculed by Sid.
I've lost.
Can you fall off these platforms?
You actually can. So those bullets are pushing you back.
That's
It's more
terrifying.
so, yeah, they can kill you, they can push you back. And yeah, that's why it's like, if you get pushed off, you're condemned, and you have to do it with a different character.
You don't have
So
our
my-
school uniform on anymore. Sounds colorful.
Oh, well, that's because it's all torn and ragged.
Machina and Rem.
Because we ain't doing so hot right now.
What in the world?
Also,
happened to
Machina and Rem became Lassie. So for Final Fantasy 13 fans in attendance, you understand the complications of that and why they're now Crystal. Their focus
you?
is just a very...
quite an awful.
Their focus or foci were basically kill each other
Won't be forgotten.
in a less, or in a more formal way of describing it. So when you chose to not become Lassie, the Vermilion Bird Crystal, so the Kingdom of Rootrum, instead of going to Class 0, went to Rem to become Lassie, and Rem said, sure. Anywho, we get to listen to Steve Bloom
Worthless.
absolutely dogpile on us.
Names.
It's a great feeling. And this is the fastest you can move. Out of all the characters, I specifically grabbed 8 because his dodge roll and recovery is the fastest. And I use fast as a very loose term right now.
You're unfit for Agito.
But basically, we are heading to the first,
It
or
seems
the final boss. There's 2 phases. The first phase is we need to die. The caveat is the final 3 characters that we have, we want them to be ranged. Otherwise, the second phase can be rough. It might not end so well for us.
return the life I gave.
Anyway, we also want him to not use a grab attack because it takes 84 years and it's really slow. So, schmack! Cool. Alright, so we are going to grab Sync, we are going to grab 7, and we are going to grab 9. We have to wait for the invincibility of adding a new party member to fall off.
Don't have to tell me.
But now that that's happened, I try to keep my characters fairly close to each other so they can do that. We are out of physical characters, so we are going to switch over to our ranged characters. I'm going to grab Ace. You have the aim of a stormtrooper, my friend.
Well, okay.
Alright, yeah, so we're good. So the final boss, how it starts has this really, like, it has an anti-magic barrier. So we can't use magic for the first 3 attacks. And he's really high up.
Leave this to me.
That's the attack we want to avoid because it takes so long. But, so the range fighters are basically they have the easiest time to hit him.
And 9 meet 9. Depths of reason shall stir.
So yeah, our party is dead. Congrats, we have successfully completed the first phase.
The entire world.
Lovely first phase.
Life
There's a second phase, don't worry, but
You done it.
we did the thing! Alright, who do we got? We have Trey? Trey, alright. So, sure, I've got, okay. So Trey's a little awkward. It's fine. It's timing his attack. It's not the most conducive. Because yeah, he's a little bit faster than Trey's normal attack. There we go. So you'll see a pattern going on. And we're already going to be overestimate. I don't care anymore. Because this opens up a very important question that I will leave for Nichole to answer. Do you prefer speed or do you prefer swag?
Ooh, it depends on the situation.
We're already overestimate.
Swag.
Okay, so so how this is gonna work is at this point we actually can't die. Like when I say Gilgamesh is the final boss, I literally mean Gilgamesh is the final boss. Even though this is the final boss, just roll with those punches. You finish this by either usually if you're going for speed, you want to go for Jack. He's a little bit faster. Or you can say, and that one character we have not used almost the entire game is going to get her moment to shine by defeating God. So she's going to defeat God. So how this process works is we have to summon each character one at a time. And we have to hit the break site on the boss each time. When you hit the break site, the Phantoma opens up for you to harvest. Unfortunately, by harvesting the Phantoma, your character dies. It's fine. But now that we've taken out the physical barrier, the boss is going to be at ground level because he's getting very weak. We're going to have some fun. Summon Queen. At this point, it's summon, draw weapon, target, wait for break site. He gets mad, we listen to some banger tunes, and we take out God.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. But, there we go. But yeah, Tibble, I know we're running a little bit over. It's be about 208, or 209 to 210 roughly. Do you have any things you want to say, like shout-outs and whatnot?
No, just shout out to you. I mean, this is a great run. Like, more than I think I ever could do. Like, I've gotten stuck in so many different spots, and hopefully I'm able to improve what I've gotten so far. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, but definitely a great showcase. And thanks for having me on comms. Like, it's always a pleasure to be in the booth with people.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at Tibble2010 on Twitch. Generally will play some free Enterprise, which is a randomizer for Final Fantasy IV. Sometimes do some Mystic Quest or even some Worlds Collide as well, which is the Final Fantasy VI rando. So, I'm a big rando player.
So we have sacrificed Jack, and all that is left is our wonderful, glorious level 9? 7? 9 Bard. So chat, feel free to pop off with dance emotes, music emotes, because we are just going to take out God with music. We can dance, we can walk around. But she doesn't do as much damage as Jack, but it doesn't matter. We are rocking out to the flute. So for those woodwind players, flutes are more powerful than God. Sincerely, a fellow clarinet and saxophone player. Let's say time is coming up very shortly. Time will be right now.
GG.
Oh, that run completely went sideways, and that's totally okay. It's one of those things where it's like, for a speed run, it's pretty telling when you have to factor in like at least 5 to 7 minutes. because the game will just say nah, fam. But Trombone sent in chat. But yeah, it's honestly a really fun speedrun. It's one you really don't see very often. But it is a great game. It's a fantastic Final Fantasy title. I love it. It's depressing. So that's just one of those things. But yeah, if you aren't a fan of RNG, feel free to watch people run this. But if you are a fan of RNG and some pretty technical gameplay, tight gameplay, check this out. The PC version has a lot of quality of life upgrades to it that makes things really enjoyable. Yeah, it makes a really fun run. So, but yeah, that's me. I hope you had fun watching absolute chaos on my end. I did. I enjoying chaos. You can find me, Oscar424, Twitch. I play good games badly, bad games quickly. And on occasion, I pick up regular games like Final Fantasy Type-0, or my current speedrun obsession, which is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And if you haven't played that game, play that game.
It's so good.
It's so good. The speedrun is really fun, too.
I named my kitten Mael.
But first,
it's a fantastic run. This is a fantastic run. Do check it out. And it has a lot of replayability. So yeah, that's all I've got. Thank you for having me on and letting me play this nightmare of absolute love.
No, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it.
Problem.
Well, chat, that's not where the run stopped tonight, nor is it where Final Fantasy stops tonight. Hang tight for more Hotfix with Passion Project coming up after this next break. And thank you for being here.